Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 2416 of the XBA and PST Full English podcast, sponsored by Rosero, Group. Any other sponsors we picked up along the way? Greg's. Get Greg's. Look, Greg's. Netflix, PES, Resident Evil. I'm just looking at the dashboard.
The tiles on the
Escapist, Inquisition, and Lee's e-cigs.
Where's your e-cig?
Vapor Quill.
Vapor Quill.
I don't know. That'd be a great name, though, right?
Vapor Max.
Is that what it's called?
That's one of the places that I've been to. That's what they're called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm of course joined by Mr. Richard Walker.
Good day.
How's it going?
Afternoon. Evening. Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm great.
You right?
I'm really happy. Never been happier than right now.
Alright, that's brilliant. I'm joined by, of course, Mr. Lee Bradley.
Alright.
How's it going?
I've never been more miserable than I am now.
Oh,
So we've got like a nice little scale here. Really happy, really miserable.
You're not
Kind of in the
different.
middle. Kind of in the middle. A little bit indifferent. A little bit miserable. A little bit happy. A little bit.
Really hairy, really not hairy, kind of in the middle.
Yeah, wow.
It works.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's like this. We've planned this for months.
So, is having a beard, does that correlate with happiness, do you think?
Maybe that's the secret. The hairy equals happy.
There we go.
No, because he was still happy when he had no beard.
I think he's crying inside though. I think it's all just
Yeah,
an
I
act.
was like a sad clown
Yeah.
back then. Not anymore though.
You are a bit of a sad clown.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Right, welcome to our 2015 special.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of some you know what?
It's our looking forward to 2015, looking to the future, and we should sort of.
We've already been looking back over our shoulder.
But now we're looking forward. Let's
I was going to
discuss.
bust out into song.
Right, like this.
Are we
You look
looking?
like Freeman's catalogue models.
Are we looking?
Like there.
What's up
It's
there?
the future. It's
Future.
the future of video games.
It's not forward, it's
Yeah.
the future.
Oh, that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so basically, we're just going to wax lyrical about the biggest games of 2015.
Yeah.
And games that we want to see announced, games that have already been announced, games that we're hoping will be good.
There's a lot.
There is a lot.
2015 is potentially humongous.
3 A4 sides
Hold on.
right
You could just keep them talking for
Right.
have a
here.
conversation.
So, look, 3 printed A4 sides of games. That's not even taking into account the stuff that hasn't been announced yet, and the little indie things and stuff like that. These are kind of the biggies that we've
Yeah,
narrowed
I
down,
went
right?
with most of the big ones, and there's a really good mix of stuff in there. Some people are taking risks, there's some big sequels, there's some new stuff that's quite exciting. There's all kinds going on in 2015. It could be good.
Could be the biggest year yet, and it could be the year that the new gen consoles really.
Yeah,
That
I think it
looks
is.
Well,
I think it is.
We'll call it the 53 games of 2015.
Is it 53 I put
Yeah,
in there? I've probably
53.
forgotten some.
Well, we just added 2, literally just as we sat down to do the podcast, didn't we? You noticed I've not started the timer either. This could be a long one.
Let's make it a 3-hour special.
Because we have to stream in a couple of hours. That's the only problem.
Blimey.
I know, blimey.
Flies.
Blimey, mate.
Yeah, so
blimey.
just like our Game of the Year post, before we started this podcast, I printed out a big old list of the biggest games that I could think of and Google. And just like the Game of the Year thing, I probably missed stuff and put stuff on here that's probably not even out in 2015, but we shall see what happens.
I was just having a gander through. There's only a couple that I'd say debatable. Oh, we've got a dupe game.
Oh.
52 games.
Alright, so
You've
52.
put that on both.
Oh yeah.
So the 52 games of 2015.
Do you think we should start by saying what our personal most anticipated is?
We got to now, haven't we, Rich?
No, we don't have to.
Hold on. 53 games of 2015. Because you missed out my most anticipated.
Some of these.
Even though I shouted across the office to you
What is
to
it?
include it. It's alright, we'll kick off with my
Some of
most
these are stabbed in the
anticipated.
dark as well, aren't they?
Persona 5.
No one cares about that, Dan.
Everybody cares about that. It's going to be one of the biggest selling JRPGs of the year.
Is it? With Final Fantasy 15 on the way?
You know what? Persona's getting to be just as big a franchise.
Hey, look, the whole world doesn't revolve around what you're into, Dan. Just
No,
because you love it.
But you do realise I'm not the only one that loves it.
No, a lot of people love it, but it's still niche compared to Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, everyone knows what Final Fantasy is.
Every big franchise was once niche.
I saw a quiz show on TV, and the question was, which RPG series has an instalment called A Realm Reborn?
Persona.
And they got it, and they got the answer.
Did
as
they
well.
say Persona?
And it was an old bloke, like in his 40s.
Oh, really?
Final Fantasy? And he went, yeah, that's correct. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, but I think
It's a quiz show thing.
It sounds like an
big it
educated
is.
guess to me.
Yeah, it was. But
Yeah,
the fact
JRPG
that
heard that and was like, Final Fantasy.
The fact that he had that in his head, that says something, right?
But for me, Persona 5.
Alright.
This year is all Persona for me. I've got waiting for February 13th comes my new 3DS, so I'm going to play Persona Q.
Isn't that agonising then, just having the game?
It is, right,
over
yeah.
there?
But I mean, it's been out for like 2 months, so it's not like...
Right.
I never thought I'd see the day where you were a Nintendo guy.
No, right?
You've been not
Well,
anti-Nintendo's a bit strong,
Well, you know
but...
what? I'm not a Nintendo guy, though.
Well, you're going to have one.
I'm a Persona guy.
I'm going to have a
fair
GameCube
enough.
and an N64 in the office soon.
Yeah. But so there's that. And then,
What do you know about it? Do you know anything about it?
little bits and pieces.
Yeah?
Do you know what I know
It's
about
the same kind of setup as Persona 4,
Right.
where you have like a calendar year, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's a calendar year, or at least a set amount of time, and in that time, as far as I'm aware, and I don't know if this is fact, it's set in a prison.
Oh, really? Not a school?
Yeah.
And is it kids again?
Or maybe it's a school that's a bit like a prison.
Oh, right.
Maybe
Like a really
it's-
harsh
Are you
boarding
just
school.
Going
Yeah,
by what I
yeah.
know, and that's the red teaser image with the 4.
No,
Chairs
there
or
was it's been kind of
Has there
leaks,
been more
not
info?
leaks, but and then it's weird because I've been talking to people like that have done voice actors
Oh, yeah.
that have been on our stage at the Comic-Con,
Of course, yeah.
and some of them are coming back to voice.
Certain characters.
Well,
Got you.
not certain characters because as far as I know,
There's no overlaps.
yeah, or there might be overlaps to be fair. But,
Typically, they have different characters between instalments,
Yeah,
right?
they do,
Typically.
but they usually have pretty much the same voice actors,
Really?
just different roles and stuff
Okay.
like that. Like you've only got to look at Dragon Age. Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition had the same lead female voice
Yeah.
protagonist.
Despite being different characters.
Yeah, despite being different characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that Persona, and then obviously you got Persona Dancing All Night. What's it called? Dancing All Night.
I can't
Are we
Is it
really
Vita
talking about that as
Brilliant?
one of
No.
the most anticipated
No, it's not.
games?
But it's my Persona year, and then I hope at some point we'll get Persona 5. We don't know yet.
It's not confirmed.
No.
Hey, hang on, it's confirmed for Japan.
And North
Is
America.
that right?
And not Persona 5, North America and Japan.
But not Europe yet.
Devon sent
Oh, I
it to
just
Europe. But it's
import it.
bound to. It's
Well,
bound
just
to
import
come.
it because this is the beauty of this gen, right?
If they're localising it for America, then why not localise it for the UK?
Because everyone's going to have Welsh accents and Birmingham. They're all going to be Brummy.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. I'd go, I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't play it. Right, the last game had like Troy Baker in it. Laura Bailey was in it.
Yeah.
So it's all the big names.
Big names, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, hopefully, isn't it coming out like first quarter, second quarter in Japan,
I think so, yeah.
and then like
Soon
October-ish.
after North America. Yeah. Fall 2015.
So that's my most anticipated. Rich.
For me, I think it's probably still Arkham Knight.
Dan's the
Yeah.
doubter of the group.
You're not.
I've got
thinking
two.
so-
I got two big doubts this year.
Did you ever play Arkham City?
Yeah,
You did.
completed it and everything
And you're still not that fussed for Arkham
And
Knight.
everything.
and everything.
I can't wait for Arkham Knight. I mean, it's going to be great.
I
The
doubt
fact
that,
it's not
but
out
I
till
doubt
June,
Evolve.
it's going to be polished and it's going to look great. It's going to play well.
I
It's
just
going to
don't.
be beautiful. It's
I
going
just
to be.
think the formula they had was this tight kind of linear narrative, and it was perfect.
But it looks like they might have a balance of that stuff
No.
because there's little environments within Gotham, so it might be a mix. I don't know. I'll reserve judgment until I play the full thing. But what I've seen and played so far has been great. So yeah.
Have you got are you looking for yours now?
I have to pick one. It's
Yeah.
tough. There's a lot.
I could pick most of EA slate for.
It's tough, isn't it?
EA should be my publisher of the year, but we'll go on to that one.
I'm going to say, even though I don't think it will hit 2015, I'm going to say No Man's Sky.
Really? I thought you were going to say The Division then, which is another game that.
I'm so... Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. Well, no, I've already said No Man's Sky, so I've got to stick with it. Just because it seems unlike anything I've played in a very, very long time. The idea of exploring like an infinite universe sounds fun. I know what I'm going to get with The Division to a degree.
Yeah.
I don't know what No Man's Sky is going to turn out like, and that excites me.
The thing is, the problem I have with No Man's Sky is that I'm very kind of objective orientated and story driven in games.
Yeah.
That's what I like. So I wonder if I'm going to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It is a
No, I know the game, but
Oh,
I
what
just
do you
look for
mean?
the people that explain it.
No Man's Sky is developed by the people that made Joe Danger. They're a Guildford-based British indie developer, and they are procedurally generating an infinite universe that you can explore. So you can fly from planet to planet and discover shit.
What is the point?
Of discovering.
It's a voyage of discovery.
Is that what it is?
I guess so.
Yeah, they've yet to go into detail about goals, the kind of stuff that Rich would want, and that's the big question mark over the game. But there's enough in it, and the art style is pretty enough that I'm intrigued.
I think a lot of people are also, they have reservations because they're worried it's just going to be a green planet, a blue planet, an orange planet with purple dinosaurs.
For sure,
green
and if
dinosaurs
everything's procedurally generated, which means nothing's unique, then who gives a shit if you discover it, because it's just a slightly different colour version of the thing that someone else discovered. There's that, for sure.
It could be one of those games where if it is, each bit you discover is unique enough, you'll have stories to tell.
That's going to be the
That could be
trick,
good.
right?
Yeah.
And every time that you visit a place, it says who discovered it, which is kind of cool.
really?
It'll say your gamer tag.
It's a
I like
great
that.
streaming game, right?
It could be great to stream.
Could be.
Absolutely.
Like, imagine if we said, like, we're going to venture off onto a voyage of discovery, come and join us, and people will be like, even if they're playing it themselves, they can have this on in the background on the laptop,
Yeah.
and just getting involved with us, and they can tell us about their experiences, and we can tell them about our experiences. So I think it's going to be like a shared experience.
Yeah, because you do exist in the same universe
You can
as
actually
every other
go, you
player.
can meet other people, right?
But I think it's so vast that
But-
you probably won't,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
You can arrange to meet up.
I was going to say, if you arranged to meet at a certain spot, you could, couldn't you?
Well, it could take you 3 years to get to each other.
that's the point.
So,
Yeah.
alright, so the way we've got this listed is publisher at the time. They started with Sony and Microsoft. I'm going to do the exact opposite and flip. We're going to start at the bottom.
I'm going to flip
Work
the
our way up.
script. Okay.
We're going to talk about that one now,
Okay.
as opposed to... Right, so we're going to kick things off with
With a Hadouken.
Capcom. So the 3 games we've got to have for Capcom. One that isn't on here, Resi HD, which we're playing now, and Lemming.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Revelations 2.
I played a bit of that.
People thinking that
Didn't find it
HD
particularly
is going to
scary.
have more of an impact than Resi 2, Revelations 2.
Well, Resi HD, you know what you're getting because, you know, if you know the original in any capacity, you know that it's the granddaddy of modern survival horror.
Capcom's
defining
been,
the genre, right?
they've been quite open about the fact that Resi HD and Resi Revs are them essentially testing the water for the main series and whether people are actually genuinely interested in a proper return to survival horror.
I still think the fixed cameras and the pre-rendered backgrounds still work.
I don't know the fixed cameras.
Do you
I
not?
don't think they could do that for, say, Resi 7 and expect it to sell. Because the last one was rubbish, but it still sold like 6-7 million copies.
That's true.
I don't think they could sell that many copies if it was fixed camera and, you know, a proper old school. But they can still generate that feeling in a player.
It's the claustrophobia and the darkness and the just the atmosphere, right? In general, it's just
Can't they have 2 Resident Evil franchises?
Well, they've got them.
they have, yeah.
In what sense?
Revelations and
No, but I meant core Resident Evil. I don't feel like Revelations is a core franchise
Okay.
to
Alright.
Resident Evil.
They tried to do that with 6, really, didn't they? They had kind of old schooly, horror bits and more actiony bits
But
trying
I
to
meant
please everyone.
2 separate games.
They could, but then doesn't that muddy the water?
a little bit, I would have thought, yeah.
But it's the only way that people who want the classic mansion kind of claustrophobia style gameplay.
That's the key. I want one dirty, great big house to explore.
Or a city that's just empty,
I think
And
Revelations
but very linear.
You think?
isn't Revelations kind of trying to go back to the roots with the claustrophobia because
Yeah.
the first game you were stuck on a big tanker, the second one you're stuck in a prison.
Mm.
So
I'd
you're,
like that,
you're
like
stuck in
an
a
insane asylum.
yeah. So you're stuck in a single place, whereas in 5 and 6 you were out
All over the
next,
world,
all
right?
over the place. Yeah. So yeah, there is that. So they kind of do it in a way.
It is possible that they could officially announce Resi 7 this year. It's even possible it could come out, but I doubt it.
I don't think it'll come out this year, but I think it's got a very good chance of being announced this year because Capcom have been quiet for the last few years.
How has it been since 6 came out?
A couple of
Last
years.
year, wasn't it?
Was it last year or the year before?
It's got to be the year before because it was last year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's got to be 2012 maybe.
Yeah, it's been
2013.
2-3 years, right?
It's
So
gone quick.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah. So I think we'll see Resi 7 this year. I don't think.
He'll be out.
Yeah, I think we'll actually see some gameplay and some announcements and stuff.
I agree.
I think we're looking at probably March next year.
Yeah, I agree.
And of course, last but not least, especially when it comes to you two, Street Fighter 5.
The sequel
Yeah.
to arguably the greatest fighting game ever created.
I think it's nigh on perfect, right? Street Fighter 4. I
Exclusive.
can't think of anything wrong with it, really.
It's one of them stupid exclusives, but it's an exclusive to PlayStation 4 for now, or to PlayStation for now.
Is Sony publishing it?
I have no idea.
Because that's the game we had them twice. On the Sony and then to Capcom.
I don't know if they're publishing it.
So I reckon, like people have been saying in the comments, that could be a game that does come to the consoles as like Super Street Fighter 5.
Of course, yeah, no, it's bound to.
Bound to.
Every Street Fighter game, like forever's had about 8 million editions. It's the same as we'll get to the Microsoft list eventually, and it's the same as Tomb Raider. It's exclusive, but only for a while.
Yeah.
But it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to it. I wish they'd have taken a bit of a different angle with the art style because it's my one thing that I wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy 4's art style
Do
that
you not?
much.
I love it. I think it's great, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look. I would have liked more of a leap because going from like 2 and 3 to 4, the leap obviously is huge because it's fully 3D and it looks incredible.
How do you
5 doesn't
leap?
seem like.
With that art style?
I don't know.
Make it
guess
hyper realistic.
That'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
No, that'd be awful.
Hyper realistic kid.
I guess
I
they're
want it
trying
more
to.
anime-y. I want it more like the Udon illustration.
They could go back to like making it hand drawn, like a BlazBlue or something like that.
Yeah,
couldn't
or wasn't there?
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, one of the SNK fighters.
Because although they're 3D character models and backgrounds or whatever, it's still on a 2D what's it. So they could go crazy with that art style, couldn't they? But
Yeah. But either way, it's going to be good. I'm finally going to buy a proper fight stick. I'm
You
going to
are?
get stuck in.
Where are you going to smash it in the office?
I'll stick with my
You're really
controllers.
Yeah.
Really not.
We are.
I don't know whether they're going to be able to go too far from the formula to make it. They've got. There's a certain. They have to stick to the core values of the thing.
Yeah.
So what are they going to introduce to make it actually genuinely vital is the interesting thing. But we spent too long on that.
Hash bombs on Twitter.
Imagine.
Well, in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, they added too many things like gems and stuff, and it kind of
Yeah, right? Yeah.
you know, made it a bit too complicated.
Right, that would be Capcom. We're going to move swiftly on to Konami, where we have one game mentioned. That's mainly because
Do you know what, that's another of my most anticipated games.
I
actually.
thought you were going to say this.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
obviously,
no,
we are talking about Metal Gear Solid 5,
The Phantom Pain.
Phantom Pain.
Yeah, that is up there for me.
I loved
Definitely.
Ground Zeroes. I think Phantom Pain's going to be
I
brilliant.
didn't like Ground Zeroes. I thought it was a glorified demo. But the mechanics were all spot on.
Yeah.
So I know that I know that 5 is in a good place.
Yeah.
And all the demos I've seen with the cardboard box and the what's the
The Fulton Recovery
that's
System.
it. That was the Peace Walker thing, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I've
amazing.
never played Peace Walker.
Peace Walker's really good. You should give it a go.
So
The
that kind
pooing
of-
horse. Don't forget the pooing horse.
Pooing Horse, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But all those kind of little things as well, and stealth on horse as well.
Yeah.
You roll onto the side.
Oh yeah.
Just and the fact that you can just upgrade your base and drop stuff in your base.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
like
then
all
you've got
of
the
it.
invasions and stuff.
Yeah.
And the little wolf puppy thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, all of it sounds brilliant. I think so far, in terms of games that have been shown a lot of that are coming out this year, that's one of the highest kind of like that's delivered every time, right?
Yeah.
And it's got the humour as well, right?
Yeah. It's funny. It's going to
The
be
cardboard
big.
box. You've got the 2D kind of guards as well. The cardboard box.
Yeah,
guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's a lot
Yeah.
going on, and it's the only. If it controls exactly the same as Ground Zeroes, which I imagine it will,
Yeah.
it'll be the. Well, Ground Zeroes was the first Metal Gear game I've ever played where I didn't feel like I was fighting with the controls.
yeah, me too.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
played 4 and struggled a lot.
4 4 by comparison is to the first 3.
By comparison, yeah.
Is actually really flexible.
Yeah, but I played the first 3 at a time where I was having to deal with stationary cameras in corridors.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Resident Evil.
Yeah, it was a different time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now everything's so much easier to control,
Yeah.
so much more responsive, intuitive. And then when 4 came out, I just thought it was very kind of archaic.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't even get that far actually.
No,
I stuck on the second mission.
Watched all those cutscenes, dug in for the full experience.
How many hours is it? 30 hours?
It's a long game, and then the final cutscene is interminable. It goes on forever and ever and ever and ever.
Okay, man. I'll tell you, it's a PS5 version. PS5?
Wow.
PS4 version. I think I'll play it.
Okay. I've got it on PS3 if you want to, play it. No?
I've got it on. It's up
Vita.
there.
Get it on Vita.
Isn't that there?
No, you ain't got it.
It's up there, right?
Oh yeah, no, it isn't there. I can't read it from here. My eyes are shit.
Is that it there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we turn the camera?
Next to Little Big Planet. What's it say?
Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns Off the Patriot.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. We do have it. We'll do a live stream. I'll just sit here all weekend and play it.
Maybe, yeah.
People can duck in. But yeah, that's pretty much Konami. Obviously, they'll have PES.
Love new pairs, yeah. Oh, what about Silent Hills?
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. 53 games.
So,
54
that hasn't
games,
been confirmed
54.
for 2015.
it hasn't, no, it hasn't. But you had PT, which was like the primer for that. Is it going to be the same as PT?
Silent Hills, is going back to the old school. Like Resident Evil. Like, that kind of... Fuck, man.
It's got your mate in it as well, isn't it? Norman Reedus.
Yeah, it's
Daryl Dixon.
Why is it my mate?
Because you love Walking Dead so much.
Oh, I don't like it that much. Wow.
Crossbow Man.
I do like good crossbow.
Yeah, there you go.
also responsible for one of the best quotes of 2014, which was, with Silent Hills, we want to make you shit yourself.
Is that what? Who said that?
Kojima.
Kojima said it.
Yeah,
At first we wanted to make you wee yourself, now we want you to shit yourself.
PT did that for me. I mean, I didn't actually, but I felt that way. It made my blood run cold playing PT. I was like,
I'm not looking forward to playing it.
I don't want to play it.
It's just weird.
We have to do
It's
a
just-
stream. Let's do it tonight. Let's do it tonight.
It's just really weird. It's really bizarre. There's kind of Lynchian elements in it and all sorts of psychological weirdness.
Plus Del Toro's involved.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
exciting.
Guillermo del Toro's involved, so that's going to be pretty great, I think. Return to form for Silent Hill, I think.
Well, we don't know yet,
I'm sticking my neck out and saying
Really?
it. Yeah. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Silent Hill's going to be back in a big way.
I'm better
Silent
than
Hill's-
Dragon Age 2.
Okay. There's no need for that.
Okay, so we'll move on to Bethesda, who don't really have much announced at the moment. Obviously, the Elder Scrolls Online is coming to consoles in June.
Yes.
And it's now
Non-subscription.
non-subscription. Which
They've
is
still got a
great.
subscription thing if you want it called ESO Plus, and you get benefits for subscribers, exclusive content and stuff. But you don't have to have it. It's the
Well,
point. Yeah.
Most importantly, it's been out on PC for a while and the general reception was poor.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that pans out.
Well, in March it'll be dropping the subscription model on PC and Mac, so that'll be a dry run for how that goes before the console version comes out. I'm sure more people will play it, right?
Yeah, have they
It's a far
done
more
anything
appealing
to it?
prospect. No,
Can we expect a better game?
Well, they're adding all the updates and stuff that have hit the PC and Mac version so far, so it'll at least be as good as that is now. What they're going to do extra to it, I don't know.
Well, we've already discussed it. We'll do some streaming of that just because it's a game where there's no narrative, and that's the best kind of games to stream, right?
Yeah,
Where you make your own narrative.
yeah. I mean, there's
Because
loads
we've
of
been in
quests
Dragon
and
Age
stuff.
for 9 weeks now. Do you remember the name of I'm just trying to think of our war advisor.
Cullen?
There you go. In Dragon Age.
Why are you saying
Well,
that?
because I'm just saying it's been 9 weeks. It's not a great.
Oh, I see what you
When
mean.
you're talking narratives and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, of course, Doom has been announced as well and shown
Yeah.
off.
Shown, but
What-
not
what-
to us.
And a beta eventually, right? If you bought
Wolfenstein.
you get into the beta, but I haven't heard anything about it in a while. I think it's going to be shit. I don't think ID developing it?
Yeah.
I don't think they're any good. I think they're
Really?
good at tech stuff. I think their days of designing good games are long gone.
Rage was great until you got to the end, and then
Rage was
nothing
not
happened.
great.
It was good.
It wasn't great.
What was wrong with it?
It was not great.
I thought
Yeah.
it was good.
No.
Great. It had good mechanics.
No.
worked. It
Yeah, I
looked
thought they
pretty.
were great.
I think they're living off their
Just
past.
the story
literally,
was
with this.
a damp squib with Rage. That was the only problem I had with it.
Doom's going to be crap. You heard it here first.
I think
I haven't even seen a screenshot yet.
Well,
Yeah, how do you know?
there was a showing at one of the cons,
Yeah.
QuakeCon.
That's it, QuakeCon.
Public
Behind
showing,
closed doors,
right?
wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, behind closed doors, public showing, right?
I'm
It
sure there was
wasn't
no
the media.
shaky cam footage or anything.
No,
Nothing.
I said everybody that came out said it was amazing,
Yeah, but that's like...
and journalists as well.
What do they know?
Um,
Nothing.
There's a couple of journalists there, I think, going for.
Well, they watched the trailer and said it was good.
It's live, didn't
It doesn't mean anything.
they?
Doesn't mean anything. It's going to be rubbish.
Right.
They've been developing it forever.
I bet it gets more than a 7.
I bet it doesn't.
Alright, we'll put something on that
Right.
over the coming weeks.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess it's not going to be coming out this year, but it should be mentioned. We want a fucking Fallout 4.
Yes, please.
It's been 5 years almost since New Vegas. It's too long.
Which is fair enough because they went to work on Skyrim.
Yeah.
But it's been 3 years since Skyrim.
Yeah,
That's true.
And even New Vegas wasn't actually developed by the Bethesda.
It's Obsidian, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Obsidian, that's true,
And it
yeah.
wasn't a new engine or anything. It was just
The same engine with new stories.
basically.
But I think we should see more of that.
Of what?
2015, they've got to reveal a Fallout game.
Same
Oh, I
engines.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Same engines. No technical upgrades, just new stories done by different studios.
What do you think?
That's what I'd do a lot more. Like, I know it won't happen with Rockstar.
Oh, I
but
see what you're saying.
I would. There's loads of stories in
Right.
Los Santos.
Yeah,
that you can tell.
yeah.
Well, GTA 5 DLC, that's got to be out this year, right?
You don't like new cities as well, because that's what New Vegas was.
Yeah.
Because
So-
a new area using the same assets or just
Yeah,
like
well,
some
the
newish
same-
assets, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but like reused kind of assets, and a few new textures and stuff like that.
I don't know. I don't want to sit here asking for more sequels.
Yeah.
We just touch feet.
We
That's
did.
nice, isn't it?
I got an erection. Right, we've got Namco kinda next.
Why did I
Namco,
write that?
Namco got Project Cars.
because I guess the Witcher 3 is self-published,
Oh right,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
but
yeah.
Namco
They're
distribute.
distributed.
Isn't it Namco in America and Warner Brothers here or something?
Something
or vice
like
versa?
that.
No,
it's
it's
Warner
the other
in
way
America,
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Namco, yeah.
Well, let's before we get onto the Witcher, Project Cars. Well, I think it's going to be a good game. You just like racing
Played
games,
it.
do you?
It's a sim, man. It's a really hardcore racing sim, and I found
Looks-
it really bloody hard.
Looks beautiful as well.
No rewind button. You go off the track, you're screwed.
We've got some code here for it in the office, haven't
Oh,
we?
we have.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're going to test that out and do a video in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a racing game. What else can we say? There's going to be lots of tracks,
It
lots
looks
of cars.
pretty.
Looks pretty.
It's got
Handles.
some cool features like you can set the exact weather conditions and time to when a certain race occurred, and it will replicate those conditions
Okay.
and stuff. So, like, if you're
Sure.
a really hardcore race fan and you want to go back to when, I don't know, like Lewis Hamilton won last year or something, you could set that date when he won and race that race, and yeah,
Alright,
great if
pretty
you're
cool.
a big racing fan. Everyone else, like Lee, won't care.
Right, and then of course we have the big flagship title, The Witcher.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I can't say anything
This
about
is-
it.
Are you still not allowed
Okay.
to?
Not till Monday.
Okay. It's going to be amazing, and I can just say it's going to be amazing, and no one else thinks any different.
Yeah.
Well, you can have an opinion.
Well, what I've seen has been good.
I like the
I haven't
concept.
played it. Dan's played it is the difference. I've seen it lots of times, but I've never got to play it. And yeah, The Witcher 2 is great. The Witcher 1 was great. Don't see any reason why The Witcher 3 won't follow suit.
I just like the idea
Find
of
out
it
Monday.
being in a larger, more open world where you can actually go about the business of being a witcher. Witchers are hunters, monster hunters, essentially. And you maybe got to do 1 or 2 of those in Witcher 2. There was the big kind of octopusy thing that you fought. I can't think of another one, to be honest. But in Witcher 3 there's loads more of that, so I'm looking forward to getting on my horse, having a wander, and hunting some monsters.
I fought 2 months.
Sounds good.
You fought 2.
Nice.
You're not allowed to say that.
I think I can.
They're going to burst through the door.
I fought the Griffin.
SWAT team
I fought
style.
the Griffin that everybody's seen, right?
Okay, from the traders and that, yeah. Alright.
And I also fought one that I just found in the middle of nowhere.
Tell me about that.
It's fucking
I
amazing.
wish we could talk about it more. But it's going to be
That was
good.
an opinion. Beep. Redacted.
No, I didn't say the game.
Oh, right, just the
Uh,
Griffin.
just-
Right.
No, just the way I found this beast.
Right.
We got that in camera. It's brilliant.
He just squirt himself in the
Yeah,
eye with
pretty
water.
much.
I catapulted water off the lid. It was like...
So let's move on before I say anything on the Witcher. Right, Warner Bros. Let's start with the shit. And then move slowly on.
Okay, go on.
Dying Light.
You think that's going to be shit?
There was a trailer the other day, and a few people captioned it on Twitter, and it was like, one of the guys said, first there was Doom, then there was Quake, now there's Dying Light. And I'm like, you fuck off.
Really?
Those two defined a fucking genre, defined 20, 30 years of gaming. All this game is going to do is buy up 10, 15 hours of his weekend and then goes in the bargain bin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be disposable. Although I'm quite interested in the nighttime shit. That's the only thing that makes it stand out.
And the co-op and the beer zombie stuff.
You guys seem to be having a ball when you were doing the side mission stuff and that.
A ball.
A ball?
Oh, I mean...
Some of the writing was quite funny.
Yeah.
The crazy dude.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be one of those games that's just forgotten about by the end of the year.
I'm going to say it's a solid 7.
Yeah.
Don't expect any more.
I've played a lot of great 7 out of 10 games.
Well, I have, but
I've really enjoyed.
This is just a solid 7. This isn't,
Right.
It's not a great 7.
Like Dead Island.
Dead Island was fun, glitchy but fun. Yeah, could be another Dead Island.
Alright, then we'll move on. But I just find it really arrogant that they're comparing themselves to this fucking genre.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
they'd
right.
done that. That is like setting yourself up for a fall, isn't it?
And I've been tweeting some really fucking dodgy shit as well. Like,
Have they?
Yeah, like, this is your must-have game of 2015. I know you have to sell your game, but not at the extent of your soul.
There's a line, isn't there, between
Yeah.
being presumptuous and building hype. Like that indie game I covered the other day that said it's going to like make you question your sense of self. It's like, fuck
What was
off.
it? Provide an unrivaled sense of awe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're alright, mate. Makes me take against the game before I've even played it.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got Mad Max as well.
Mad
You've
Max.
seen that, right?
I've seen it. Yeah, it looks cool. Again, I haven't played it, and it was an early code I saw. I saw it like E3, 2013, 2012 or something.
I don't know anything
It was
about
ages
it.
ago.
It's an open world game,
Yeah,
right?
big open world. It looked like a lot of desert, which you'd expect from Mad Max.
Yeah. Well, you drive around in
Drive
a car.
around. You have a guy called what was he called, like Chum Bucket or something, and
Some bucket.
he's like your guy, your mechanic, and you're trying to rebuild your car, the magnum opus, out of bits and stuff, and you can get like weapons and you fight bandits. It could be potentially good.
Are you in the car all the time? You're not, right?
No, you can get out and fight stuff. So yeah, it's open worldy, free to explore. I mean, from the guys who did Just Cause 3, it has potential, but I haven't seen enough really to say any more.
Yeah, we want to see more. It might have changed a lot since then as well,
Oh
mightn't it?
god, yeah, it's been a good year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Mortal Kombat X or 10. It's
X,
called 10.
apparently.
But
It's 10, it's the 10.
It's 10, but they want to call it X.
Yeah.
Even though X is 10.
Roman numerals are classy, innit?
They are. I played that twice and I loved it both times.
Yeah.
Let's call it Mortal Kombat Cross.
Cross, alright.
Or Kiss.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat more.
Yeah, I've played with every character, and I think I love it because I'm quite good at it, and everyone I've fought against I've beaten and absolutely stuffed them.
It's not a good reason for a good game.
And the code I've played so far has really simple fatalities, and I've said, please can you keep this in the game because it's brilliant, because I hate having to learn the button combos. And I know that's what Mortal Kombat's been about, but just being able to like press down and A or whatever it is,
Right.
the builds I've played,
Are
it's
they going to
brilliant.
keep that?
I said to them, you could maybe just include it as an option, like
Right.
and they said, yeah, we're thinking about it, yeah, maybe,
Which
we don't
means
know.
no.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I would personally like that because I like to see the fatalities, and
Alright.
that's the big spectacle thing about Mortal Kombat, isn't it? The fatalities. It'd be nice if you could just do them,
You're going to
bit
play
easier.
next week, right?
Am I? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you are, yeah.
I thought
You're
you
going
were
to play
going.
next week. No,
I
it's
thought you wanted
Thursday.
to go.
Thursday.
I'm going Thursday. Okay, cool. So that'll be my third time playing it. Brilliant.
Yeah, and then Tuesday you got Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Blimey, wow, okay. That'll be my second time playing that.
You'll be in your own in the office next Tuesday.
Excellent.
Well, for a little bit. So I'm going to go out and interview Rob from 2K.
Cool.
Evolve.
He's a good guy.
And then last but not least,
What?
Batman Arkham Knight.
Ah, it's going to be so good. Can't wait. What I played was brilliant. What can I say? What more can I say?
To me, I feel like I'm being overly negative for no reason. I'm really looking forward to it, but to me they've got something to prove because City wasn't as good as Asylum.
You loved Asylum a lot, didn't you?
And it was a result of the scale. You couldn't. It wasn't as pure, and the scale's going to be even larger this time, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
the
really
Batmobile
excited
as
for
well.
it. It's just whether in my brain it's whether it's going to be really good or great. That's the only two things it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those two. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Well, the
City
fact-
was great.
Yeah.
Was really good, rather.
I find it heartening that they have delayed it till June.
Yeah.
That's always a good sign to me. Because they could, looking at it now, it looks incredible. I feel like they could just release it and everyone would go nuts for it. But the fact they're holding it back, that bodes well.
We could do with a year that had no dodgy launches, couldn't we?
Yes, that would be nice. Yeah, a year of stability and games that work out the box.
Because nearly every
just-
single Arkham game was
Harmony
launched.
as well.
Yeah,
Harmony. Yeah, I know. What you mean. I was like, what? No, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Because almost every single Arkham game that's launched has had save corruption issues that haven't
That's
been
true,
resolved.
yeah.
For some players, not all of players, but for some players,
Origins
it's just fucked and
was-
there's nothing they can do about it.
Origins was messy, wasn't it, for some people? I didn't encounter anything personally, but
Well, I did with Origins
Yeah.
actually.
you were playing on PS3, weren't you?
Yeah, it broke. I don't know whether my PS3 exploded or whether Batman killed it or what, but I couldn't do it.
Something bad happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the multiplayer thing as well, that was a mixed bag. No multiplayer, that's good. Innit?
Very.
Yes. We don't
Right,
need
let's move on to Telltale. We won't dilly too
well,
much. on-
Warner, you should say there's probably going to be a Lego game of some description out to you.
Yeah, but I'm not sure
Are
that's
they
going to
worthy
be
of discussion?
our hope.
What about with the Avengers 2 coming out? There's bound to be another Lego Marvel game, wouldn't you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably, but they're
They
not
churn out
worthy of
Lego
discussion
DC ones.
because there's
No,
just
but-
another one of them, isn't it?
But I'm just saying, I think Lego Marvel 2 is a good shout
Yeah.
this year.
Well done.
Thanks. Thank you.
I think we should move on.
Okay.
Telltale, let's not dilly-dally too much on this. Tales from the Borderlands, so far so good. Game of Thrones, so far so good. Minecraft Story Mode, what the fuck?
I've got nothing more to add to that.
Yeah, I think that's
What
fair.
the fuck? And the other two are going to be great.
Well, Game
Yeah.
of Thrones I thought was a little bit slow.
Really? Oh,
Compared to Tales from the Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands, constantly great, like no lulls in that whatsoever.
Alright.
Well, I thought Game of Thrones was great from start to finish.
I enjoyed Tales from the Borderlands more.
Oh, I didn't. Game of Thrones was my favourite.
Really?
So far, yeah.
Oh,
There's going to come a time where Telltale are going to have to shake things up, but for now, I'm happy. Game of Thrones is great. Tales from the Borderlands is really funny.
I think there's a formula. This sort of formula will work forever as long as there's interesting stories to tell.
well,
But I
apparently,
think that games like Life is Strange, which we'll talk about when
Yeah.
we get to Square, they're going to give Telltale a run for their money, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, Telltale want to make a new IP as well, just completely unique IP that's not based on anything. So that could be interesting.
Yeah.
An original Telltale game.
What Telltale need to do now, moving on, is have more choice of consequence. Because at the moment, I don't feel like Game of Thrones is my story. I just feel like I've done a few decisions that have had no bearing on things.
Well, that's it. You make
Absolutely.
decisions, and down the line, you don't feel like they really have an impact on the
Well, I
outcome.
used to
the story
until I used to speak, and then I started speaking to people. And it's like, oh, did you get to that? Yeah. I didn't do that. Oh,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happened?
Same thing.
Same thing. Oh, fucking
I think
hell.
that's the key difference. It's making you feel that you made a difference.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you actually do, as long as you believe that you have.
Well, the end of Life is Strange's episode, you have what your different decisions were.
Yeah.
And there's so many. You know, like in the Telltale game, at the end
So
of each
four
episode, there's
or
like
something.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
There's reams of them.
Oh,
in Life is
really?
Strange. Some of them are
Interesting.
totally you might not even see them. Like little things. I missed an entire character when I played it.
Oh, really?
Completely missed him, glossed
Okay.
over him. So there's potential there, certainly. I think.
Right.
But yeah, there you go.
But we'll talk about Life is Strange more when we get to Square Enix.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about 2K, and again, let's not spend too long on 2K, mainly because everybody knows everything about Evolve at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's out next month.
And Battleborn, which
Battleborn.
nobody knows really anything about.
I'm well up for Battleborn.
MOBA, right? It's a first-person MOBA.
Kind of. It's kind of
That's what
inspired by them. It's co-op. It's got like colourful characters. It's Gearbox striking out and doing something a little bit new. In the same way that they kind of did a weird twist on on an MMO formula for Borderlands. It looks like they're doing their kind of weird twist on a MOBA formula. I'm well up for it. I've kind of this year I've rediscovered my love for first-person shooters, so I'm well up for
What
that.
game was that turned you around, Lee?
It may have been Destiny, Richard,
It's Far Cry.
and Call of Duty.
And Far Cry, actually, yeah. It's been a strong year for
See,
first-person shooters.
I heard that Battleborn was their rumoured Borderlands MOBA.
Oh, really?
Then eventually they thought sacking off.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
And then
I hadn't heard
I
that.
don't know where I heard that, whether I should have repeated it or...
So you think it began life as
A
a
Borderlands
Borderlands spin-off or
Yeah.
whatever? Ah.
And then they thought, you know what, this is too tenuous.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they went new IP with it though,
Yeah,
because they could
Yeah.
introduce kind of new characters. The Gearbox, what's it called?
Borderlands.
Yeah, the Borderlands license is kind of open enough that you can do whatever you want with it, as long as it's a bit crazy. But Battleborn's got a kind of distinctive art style and its own kind of tone. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, agree.
Are we, now we've had more time to play Evolve, has everybody coming around to my way of thinking? There's more and more people I speak to now.
I think it's
Everyone
going to be...
feels the way that you do now.
I
But-
think it's going to
but
be massive
a year
fun
ago,
with friends.
everybody was the exact opposite.
I enjoyed playing it with friends, but I can't see myself playing it with a bunch of random people. That's the thing, and that's going to be the longevity thing for me. If there are people I know playing it, and we get a regular band together, and you know.
The problem is with that is there are too many games that as we move on, we started with the smaller publishers. Like, what's going to come out now in this next 10-15 minutes are what's going to make this year amazing.
Yeah,
in my
some
eyes.
real big hitters.
Right, we're going to move on then, because Evolve, well, it's out next month.
Yeah.
Well, let's look much further into the future. So far into the future, there might be a commander. There won't be a
I
commander,
see. Right.
but there might be alien races.
Legacy of a
A
commander.
legacy of a
Yeah.
commander.
Right.
Or the... Well, maybe it might be
Or
a
maybe the
prequel.
origins
Yeah.
of a commander. Right.
So yeah, obviously we're talking Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Hoping... I don't think it'll be released this year, but I'm
We'll almost certainly see more. Right?
yeah, I'm 100% sure. I can't be 100% sure. I'm going to be 95% sure that it will be announced this year.
Didn't they...
Well, it's already been announced.
No, but I
not
mean formally announced.
Yeah.
With trailer.
Yeah.
With...
Info,
Yeah.
story details.
Yeah, not like a fucking shot at the back of somebody's head.
Yeah, in a studio, going, I'm making a crow.
They're making a crow. We know! What are they fucking saying?
They showed a glimpse of how armour will work and the, the Mako that's coming back. And they showed some concept art snippets, but it's just little drips and drabs, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Nothing
mean, the concept
substantial.
art for one looked incredible.
Yeah,
And when you got to play the actual game, it's just a flat planet.
that's true, yeah.
But yeah, that to me could be my potential game of the year if it came out. But I guess they have the habit of announcing it kind of E3 time and then releasing it 8 months later.
When do Mass Effects usually come out? Start of the year or the end?
March.
Time.
February, March.
So, could be looking at next year.
Yeah, early next year, I think. Two of the big games that I really want this year. Number one, Mirror's Edge.
Again, no guarantees for 2015.
No.
But they did announce it a couple of years ago.
2 years ago.
At an E3,
At
was
this-
it?
Yeah, not last E3. E3 2013.
Yeah.
Do you think DICE have slightly too much on their plate with Star Wars Battlefront, Mirror's Edge, and they're obviously, pitching in on Battlefield Hardline?
Maybe
They are
this
pitching on
fucking
the
great
hardline,
big
aren't they?
huge studio.
They're getting involved in multiplayer, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's probably only a handful of people, right?
Yeah.
I interviewed Steve Putis a while back, and I said, are DICE quite involved with the multiplayer? And he's like, yeah, pretty heavily involved. So, yeah. I don't know how many staff they've got. They might just have a few, assigned to that. I don't know.
But I think you mentioned the big problem, and one of the games that should be incredible when it finally launches. Star Wars Battlefront.
That has so much potential to be great. I can't wait for that.
And I mean, even if it just borrows technology from every other game, like No Man's Sky's transition from space to orbit.
Or
Well,
just
you could do
reskins
that too,
Battlefield
couldn't you?
with stormtroopers.
Battle-
Yeah,
Battlefront 2 you
and
could do that.
did you see the concept footage as well for
Yes.
this version?
Yeah.
And it looked brilliant. People landing on a planet and then just flying off into like a a cruiser.
Every
I
now and
don't
again,
remember seeing that.
every now and again, a bit of that pops up, doesn't it? And people are just like, "Why? Just it's like, we can never have it."
Well, that's LucasArts' fault, right? Because look at 13.
Oh, you mean the
13
one
as
that
well.
got
Free
canned.
radical,
Yeah.
free radical.
Yeah. It was pretty much done by look.
Yeah.
Or it was like
It needed a bit of visual
60-75%
polish, right?
done.
Yeah. It seems daft that they didn't just finish that off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, EA can have an incredible year.
An insane year.
Potentially.
This is just 4 games: Mass Effect, Mirror's Edge, Battlefront. Just those 3 actually could be amazing. But again, I don't know how many we're going to get this year, and a lot of it's just a promise.
One. We'll get one of those 3.
Was we've forgotten the Criterion game as well.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is, the extreme sports thingy.
It's not just a driving game, it's like an everything.
It's like a quad biking, parachuting.
Yeah.
Bit of everything.
The thing
right?
is though,
Well,
Criterion now,
Yeah, they announced it, but it has no name.
there's only about 4 of them left.
What, Criterion?
Yeah,
Really?
Criterion aren't what they were.
Mm.
So it'll be interesting to see how that
What they
actually
come up
pans out.
And that 4th game you're obviously talking about was Battlefield Hardline,
Yes.
which everybody knows everything about.
There's an open beta coming soon as well, so you get a chance to play the multiplayer.
I'm going to
at
play it
some point.
tomorrow.
Dan's going to play it tomorrow, there you go.
So, yeah, we should have loads of footage on the site
Yeah.
next week.
It's not getting much buzz, is it?
No.
I played the single player and I really enjoyed it. It handles like it should. And what I've seen of the multiplayer maps, I did a big news post on the site this morning. Looks promising.
Speaking of looking promising,
Nice.
I think Ubisoft's got a very promising lineup for 2015.
I agree,
Yes.
Dan. Which one would you identify as your most anticipated?
I would probably identify Assassin's Creed Victory as my most anticipated.
Really?
Because it's
They've got it
fucking
all
London.
to prove. They've got
It's
it all
London.
to prove as well, haven't they?
It's London.
It's London, but
fucking London.
and they've got it all to prove.
I can come into work, literally find the offices.
Dive off the top,
Yeah.
into a hay bale.
Yeah.
No, Ubisoft need to release a good Assassin's Creed game.
I think with the new setting, a year with the new architecture and the lessons they've learnt from Unity,
Yeah.
bang, where Victory will be a victory.
A victory.
Yay. What about you, Lee? What do you think is your most anticipated Ubisoft title?
Undoubtedly The Division, Dan.
Oh, okay, marvellous. And why do you think that?
Because it's got that MMO spin. It's
Yeah.
an open world. It's going to have cool Tom Clancy gadgets, and I'm really up for the idea of basically it being the kind of game that I hope Destiny would be.
And the Snowdrop engine looks sexy.
It looks
And
great,
shut
right?
doors as well and shit, right?
On the door, on the
Shut doors
car,
cars.
yeah, and the little bullet holes came through the car on the side.
Wow.
So it looks nice.
I'd
But
like
again,
to go around
though,
as like a group and just infiltrate buildings.
Let's not
and stuff.
forget as well that initial gameplay footage was early stuff.
yeah. Well, they've actually said that the developer itself has said that it's not certain that the game will come in 2015. When Ubisoft first announced the initial release date, which was 2014,
Yeah.
they didn't even know. No one had told the studio, and he came out and was like, "I was quite surprised by that."
It's like, oh,
So, and even
okay.
now, insiders from the studio have said 2015 might be a stretch.
Is it going to turn up being a bit of a Duke Nukem?
Nah, I don't think
No,
so.
that's
So
a
they
different.
keep working on it and working on it and working on it and...
Yeah, but Duke Nukem's scale-wise is tiny compared to what they're promising with the
That's
Division.
what I mean,
right?
right? So they've got more to deliver.
Yeah, well, it may well go wrong, but the concept of it really appeals to me. Running around in a team, around a beautifully realised city,
Yeah.
and having a reason to come back day after day to do new missions and new challenges and build up my character and get new gear.
I'd like to see Zera in the tower, right? on the
Yeah, and
weekends.
get some strange coins so I can spend on shit, all that stuff. I love all that, and I want more of it. And as the generation goes on, we are going to see more MMO type experiences.
I'm okay with that as long as it's not repetitive shit that has no story.
Well, we said before that.
Another planet like ours.
Was it you who said, Lee, that
You.
last gen rather, was the time when everything was becoming an RPG, and you think this gen is the time when everything's becoming an MMO?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
for
you're right.
sure.
I think there's something in that.
And next year it's an MMORPG FPS.
Yeah,
Yeah, the generation after that, what is everything going to
there'll
be?
be no genres. Everything will just be
Virtual
homogenised
We'll all just be playing one game.
into
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Destiny.
That'd be like Existence.
Exactly. You'll be plugging weird shit into your spine.
Rich, what Ubisoft game would you say that you're most anticipating?
Shall I say Rainbow Six Siege?
Yes.
Because it's the only one
That's what we were doing. But
Okay. In that case, Watch Dogs 2.
I'd be whatever on Watch Dogs 2, but I think it's too early for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, Rainbow Six Siege looks cool. I played a little bit of that. Got my ass kicked. Got to play for about 3 minutes in total because I was so unbelievably shit. But it's sort of Counter-Strikey, isn't it? What's not to like?
Siege appeals to me for the complete opposite reasons to why the Division does. I really like the idea that it all takes place within a really small environment. It's really tightly designed.
Yeah.
Whereas I like the fact that the Division is kind of sprawling.
It's just
I'm
fast
well up for
matches
Siege.
as well. It's just boom, big kind of clusterfuck, and then it's over, and then you start again.
I like the entire environment is just destructible.
Yeah, that's
and you
cool.
can just kind of breach through the ceiling.
It makes it so hard.
Shoot through the walls.
You really I remember hunkering down behind like a shield, getting ready for the guy to come into this room, and he blew the floor out from under me and killed me. I was like, man, you can't. There's nowhere safe. It's crazy.
Speaking of nowhere safe,
Okay.
there would be nowhere safe if you were a Hitman's target.
Can I just say, I'm actually really excited for Assassin's Creed. For everyone who thinks I hate it.
Yeah, I think Ubisoft have got a good lineup, and that's without their trademark E3 surprise announcement, which I hope will be Beyond Good and Evil.
It's gotta be.
I know, but he's working on Wild, which maybe should have been on there.
He's left Ubisoft.
He's kind of formed his own. They've let him go off and form his own kind of indie studio essentially, and he's making that open world weird animal game.
Oh yeah.
This is Michael Ansel. We're talking about the creator of Beyond Good and Evil.
Like Wild Sheep, and he's creating a game called
Wild.
Yeah.
Right, is that the game called Wild?
That's the one, yeah, Wild.
By the studio Wild Sheep.
That has wild animals in it.
Yeah,
that's
the
I know.
And you can be any of those animals, something like that. We only saw that first trailer, and they haven't shown anything since. But I think that's going to hold up Beyond Good and Evil more, isn't it?
Well, we're going to have to accelerate through Square and Cock,
Alright.
because we've got the big ones to discuss.
We can do this quick.
Alright, Square, they've got a good lineup this year, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some big stuff. They've got Kingdom Hearts 3, which should be this year, right?
Yeah.
They've potentially got a new Deus Ex game. What was it called?
Mankind Divided.
Mankind Divided. Jensen's back.
The first in a trilogy that's supposed to play out a bit like Mass Effect and have decisions that carry over.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
That's all hearsay at the moment. I mean, that hasn't been officially announced. Will we see that this year? I wouldn't have thought so, right?
They might reveal something.
It's got to be announced early if it is, right? You want to go 8 months these days.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hitman as well, I'd like to see it announced this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't announced anything in a while, right? Since the last one.
They've said they're working on
They are
one,
working on a new
but
Hitman.
no formal announcement, no details.
We've got Life is Strange out next week.
I've half written my review already, having played the first episode and seen a little bit of 2 and how your decisions roll over into it.
Thumbs up?
I can't say, can I?
Okay.
Under embargo.
Is the truth and consequence something that Telltale should be shooting to match? Or
Possibly.
is it not
From what I've played so far, I mean, it's hard to tell without playing any subsequent episodes, but Square tried to show us a bit to give us an impression of how it works. But judging by what I've played so far, it looks like it has a slightly bigger scope.
Okay.
I think. So yeah, it'll be interesting
Alright.
for sure.
Alright. Of course, we'll have some Final Fantasies this year. At least 1, maybe 2. Type 0's out in March, which...
It's alright.
Yeah, we played that in here, didn't we?
That's
That's right.
and 15, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But maybe. But probably not.
But probably not.
Well,
But
we'll
let's
get
get
the demo
yeah?
with Type 0 at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, one of my most anticipated Square titles this year, Just Cause 3.
That's going to be great.
Was it 4?
I still
3.
don't think that
3.
they can release Mad Max and Just Cause 3 in the same year.
Do you
Two
not
big
think-
open world games.
Well, Just Cause 3 is coming out this year.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what they said.
Oh, did they say
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Isn't Mad Max being made to coincide with Mad Max Fury Road now?
You would imagine.
To kind of build on the momentum of the new movie.
You would think.
When's that out? Summer?
Soon, they're already trailing it.
Yeah.
I've not seen Mad Max for a while.
It's weird how it's fallen off the radar.
I don't think that both will come out.
Do you not?
No, I don't think they've got the manpower for it.
They might
I
split
might
the
be wrong,
studio.
but I just feel like
I don't
that.
know how big a studio Avalanche are in all honesty.
It's just one dude.
I mean, Avalanche.
Just one guy.
It's just Jason, what's his face?
Billy Avalanche.
Billy
Mad
Avalanche.
Max. Haven't they outsourced a lot of stuff for Mad Max?
Alan Avalanche. He's really busy.
Okay, we're going to move on.
I don't know if they've outsourced
I
that.
think Square got a decent year if everything comes off.
I think they need to have a big year, especially their Japanese shit. They need to have a big. Final Fantasy 15 has to be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because IDOS are cool, and you know.
I'm oddly excited about Kingdom Hearts 3.
No, you're
I've
not.
not played any of those.
No, you're not.
I am.
You're
I
not.
genuinely am.
This is the year Dan turns Japanese. Turning Japanese already
I
think
am,
so.
I am. My eyes just...
No.
big.
No.
What?
Oh, they go big. All right.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
what
right.
are you talking about?
I don't know, I thought you did.
What are you talking
Right,
about?
so you're
I thought
being
you were
racist.
No! I was talking about turning into like an anime character with big eyes. Wow! Jesus.
Dan, it's your level, mate.
Fucking hell. Get out right
Hang on,
now.
you can't be offended. You're the man that said Japsai not that many streams of
That's
podcasts
Hey,
ago.
that's a slang term.
Alright, moving on.
It's probably still not acceptable, but anyway.
Right, speaking of cocks,
Cheers, mate. Kosh, isn't it?
it's cock.
Koch.
Cock Media.
Cock Media.
Koch Media.
Cock Media. Yeah, Saints Row might get announced. Yeah.
There might be an
Saints Row
episode
5, you think?
Maybe.
You know, what have they got otherwise?
Yeah.
Dead Island 2. is
Volition
your
not
answer.
making anything else, are they?
No.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's a fair assumption.
Homefront the Revolution. Hopefully we'll see some more of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that could go either way, that one. I love the concept, I loved what I saw of it, but the studio's been through the ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they lose a load of stuff?
A load of people walked out because they hadn't been paid, they ended up getting bought out. I don't know how many of those people went back to the studio, I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's all a bit of a mess. Bah. Let's just make Time Splitters, Crytek. Just make Time Splitters. Now. Right now.
And to end our amazing podcast, we have 20 games.
How long have we got left on the clock? You know you can go to like an hour and a half on a
Well,
podcast,
we're already at an hour, so but we're not going
It's a
to
special.
dilly dally too much.
It's a special
You're
extended
special.
episode.
You're special.
Cheers.
Let's kick off with the publisher, which I think has got the strongest, the weakest.
The weakest. Oh, go on.
Well, I don't know. I've said the strongest and the weakest now. Let's start alphabetically.
I think they've both got a really good lineup. Just start off. Yeah, let's start alphabetically.
Let's start off with Microsoft.
Alright.
Microsoft this year have definitely got Halo 5 Guardians, Quantum Break, Scream Ride, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fable Legends.
Yeah.
Potentials for this year: Crackdown, Scalebound, Smite, and Gears.
Gears almost certainly not.
Yeah,
right?
because they wouldn't do Gears and Halo in the same year.
And also,
They've only just got
when they announced it, they just started making it, and it's going to take them, what, 3 years, do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon next year's a good shout. Next Christmas.
But again, we'll probably see a load of it at E3 and that.
Has there ever been a year when there's been Gears and Halo at the same time?
No, they never do
Was
that.
Gears
Is it
1
not?
2006, Halo 3 2007?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's never dawned on me before.
Well, they have a big blockbuster every year.
Imagine
don't
if they did do both. They'd win the year, surely.
If they were both good.
They're both great.
There's a lot of games, to me, there's a lot of games and developers that have got stuff to prove in that lineup.
they? Quantum Break.
Quantum Break,
I'm excited for Quantum.
And they have to edit the interview.
they
Yeah,
have to
I'm
prove
excited.
that they can pull off what seems like an ambitious mix of TV, show and game. That's what they have to prove with that, I believe.
I think they can do it.
Halo 5 343 has to prove that they're not idiots after what they did to the Master Chief Collection. Lionhead has to prove that Fable Legends isn't a really bad idea and they should have just made Fable 4.
It really is, right? Just in the news that came out of Microsoft,
You can play on Windows 10 and Xbox One.
it's just like, who gives a fuck, man?
Well, it's like... Well,
I can't wait for it to get in the office and just laugh at it and then just snap the disc and throw it out the window.
they should be focused on making one version, not two.
They should focus on making a Fable game that everybody loves, not some bollocks that they think was innovative.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to play against your mate who's controlling the bad guys? You know what, I don't know. I've never thought for 1 minute, oh, this game would be much better if there's no computer AI and my mate in Bournemouth was controlling the bad guys. Not once has anybody ever had that fucking thought.
I want to go on an adventure and I want to like save the world and I want there to be a good story and shit. I don't.
And I want
that
kind of magical doors that open with
that talk
expressions.
to you and give you riddles and shit.
And then I get married and fart in somebody's face.
I want my dog to
chicken.
I want my dog to die.
Yeah, I want your dog to die.
When I went to that Microsoft thing the other month, to the last showcase, I spoke to Harvey Eagle, who's like, what is he, like UK daddy?
UK marketing director, isn't he?
Yeah. And he asked me, what do you think of what we've got here today? And I say, nobody wants Fable Legends, they'd rather have Fable 4. And he was surprisingly, how can I say it? He didn't punch me and kick me out the door. He was like, yeah, but you know, I think we've got a good idea with Fable Legends.
If that was me, I would have gone, no, mate. No.
I don't know if he has. I don't know about Fable Legends. That's got it all to prove. And the other one that I think's got something to prove is Crackdown. Because when I first played Crackdown, open world action games were relatively... There weren't that many of them.
True.
There's all sorts now. In Saints Row you can jump over 1,000,000 miles and explore the city. You've got GTA that does it in a far more in-depth kind of way. Open world city games aren't the rarity they once were.
What does Crackdown need to do to...
Just have more orbs. That's it, man.
No.
Just more orbs.
No, I don't want to collect any more orbs.
Oh, man, I love that.
I collected 600 or 500 orbs in Crackdown 2.
Every single Crackdown orb ever made.
You can stick your orbs up your ass.
So Get Out of Hell's got massive orbs, like huge ones, and because you can fly, it was actually really fun. I spent an hour doing it.
I don't want to
You want to jump? We touch feet again.
It's the fiddly smallness of the orbs as well in Crackdown that's annoying.
No, I love it. I love climbing to the top of a building just to get one orb, and I keep falling on the way up.
I don't mind if there's like maybe one at the top of each building. It's that they're scattered. There's hundreds of them. Just boil them down into like 100 if you have to.
No, I want 600, please.
No, ridiculous.
Orb collecting.
Just call it Crackdown, orb collecting.
You know, on the site we have that your achievements, and you can put them in. Like this is the Never Again achievement.
Yeah.
I've put the Crackdown orbs in there. Yeah, Never Again.
You know what you should play?
What?
What was the Tomb Raider game? A couple of games ago. Underworld. You should play Underworld and get all the collectibles.
Oh no. I played Underworld and enjoyed it.
700 pieces of treasure?
No, forget it.
You didn't like Underworld?
I loved Underworld, but I'd never do the collectibles. Forget that. I thought Underworld was the last great Tomb Raider game.
So what is Microsoft lacking, or what isn't it lacking, or where's its strengths, where's its weaknesses in that lineup?
Microsoft.
I think they've got most of the bases covered.
Forza 6.
Oh, and I've
Forza. Of course, they've announced that now. Yeah.
That was nuts between
me writing that list and us talking about it.
So they've got racing, they've got shooter,
they've
got action adventure.
They need to beat them up like Street Fighter 5.
Well, but they've got Killer Instinct and they keep dropping out seasons for them. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just that it could go either way with Microsoft this year. It could go either way. The potential's there.
Because Tomb Raider, the potential's there, right?
We haven't even talked about this. They've got an exclusive in Scalebound as well, and Platinum.
But we don't know much about Scalebound. We just know Platinum, right?
Yeah, we just know Platinum, but that's enough for me.
Platinum don't often put a foot wrong.
No, not often.
That genre game especially.
What's the last 5 games?
Bayonetta 2, Wonderful 101. So Wii
Anarchy
U exclusives. Anarchy Reigns
was one of the weaker ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Vanquish, I don't know if that was in the last 5, but that's the first name that I think of when I think of Platinum.
Well, Vanquish and Bayonetta for me. Yeah. Those are the two masterpieces.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never played Vanquish.
We should stream it, it's great fun.
Yeah, it's great.
You can slide on your knees forever.
Oh, I previewed it.
Right.
So I know that.
Yeah.
Because it encourages you not to stand still, right?
Yeah.
Basically, keep moving all the time.
Yeah.
He does like cartwheels and stuff, doesn't he? He's badass.
Yeah. And he smokes a fag.
And
There's a button you can press.
Distract.
There's a button you can press for him to smoke a fag.
Really?
It's the best game ever.
Because he chucks it as a distraction.
I could do the secret right now.
No, don't do it.
So yeah, Microsoft decent.
Yeah.
Let's turn over to another set of decent games. I'm going to run through them all again. Potentially stronger set of games. Is No Man's Sky an exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
No, for now it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming to PlayStation 4 first.
Yeah.
Before any other platform.
Alright, well I'm going to kick off with the biggie. Uncharted 4, The Order 1886, Bloodborne, Until Dawn, Tearaway Unfolded,
You got that the wrong way around, Dan.
Hellblade, Street Fighter 5 again, No Man's Sky, The Last Guardian.
Yeah, I just chucked that at the end of the list there, just because, you know, why not?
Why not? Let's get the NAF one out of the way first. Tearaway Unfolded.
It's not enough.
PS Vita's best game, Media Molecule's
Yes.
best game,
Yes.
made prettier, expanded, and integrated with DualShock 4 controls. It's gonna change the world.
Gimmicks.
It's beautiful.
All gimmicks. Just.
It's a joyful,
Gimmicks, a lot of
beautiful, happy game.
It is. It is.
Speaking of our joyful, beautiful, happy game, The Order 1886 is neither of those.
It's gonna be rubbish.
It's a cover shooter.
Do you know what? Someone on the stream the other day said, "Do you think it will be the
Rise.
Rise Son of Rome
And you
of
thought that was
PS4?"
You thought.
And I actually quite enjoyed Rise for what it was.
Do you think you could enjoy?
But I
The
think
Order
it's a
for what
good-
it is?
Yeah, but maybe. I don't know. It just looks like a really bog standard third person shooter with really pretty graphics.
It looks like they've sort of concentrated on pushing the visuals first, and then they've sort of thought, let's make it a cover shooter. And
I've
There's
seen
nothing
nothing to suggest that there's anything unique about it other than the story
Exactly.
concept's kind of cool.
yeah.
Like the alternate history and like these kind of mutant beasts and a waging war. It's a good.
It
It's
could
a good
surprise
idea.
us. You never know. It
I know, it
could
might do.
be surprise of the year.
I used a cool weapon where you like fire kind of gas clouds out and then you ignite them. That was alright,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. To me, it's a poor man's Gears of War.
Okay.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow. Let's end on that note without
Slammed.
talking about anything else.
Slammed.
Let's talk about the potential game of the year that has one of the biggest gaming icons as the main character, and that's Until Dawn. And Hayden
Hertel.
Hayden Panty
Panty liner.
Panettiere. Hayden from Lost, not Lost. Heroes.
Panty ass.
Safety cheerleader.
See what I was building up for from Uncharted.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
We'll leave that till last. But Until Dawn looks amazing.
Nah,
Why?
it just looks a bit rubbish.
Horror film that you can control,
Yeah, rubbish.
mate, and get Hayden in a towel.
That's
but
the
seriously.
only reason you want it.
No, I didn't even realise she was in it until.
Right. Yeah.
I like the concept
Mm-hmm.
that you've got these. Is it 4 teams or 5
Yeah.
in a cabin, and any of them can die at any point. You have to stop them from dying.
So it is a horror film that you can control, and that in itself appeals to me. But it's a shitty 90s horror film that I've seen a million times that you can control.
Like a slasher flick, like a Scream.
I don't know. I'm just not, waves.
Get out. Get out.
I've been really negative, haven't I? I don't mean
yeah.
to be. Sorry.
Be positive about Hellblade.
We've forgotten about, actually, because thinking about Until Dawn, it's got Heavy Rain parallels. Quantic Dream, they can have a new game this year?
Oh, maybe.
They could, right?
They due one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last one?
Beyond.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Beyond.
That wasn't that long ago.
No.
Right,
There was rumours though
year
it
or
was going to port it
2013,
as well, wasn't it, to PS4? That's never happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got the trophy list and everything.
Oh yeah. They must be ported.
One of the few times in history that we've got a list for something that hasn't yet come to be.
Yeah, that makes me
In
wonder.
fact, has that ever happened before, Dan? It's never happened.
The game always comes out when
Yeah.
the trophy or achievement list.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean at the same time.
Right.
Because if we get a trophy list, it means that it's gone through
Certification and all that.
Sony's process. It exists. The game exists. It's just whether it's ever going to come out.
Was it not the same trophy list as the PS3 version though?
But still,
Yeah. Alright.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a good show. Anyway, might see something, an announcement from them.
Yeah, seems possible.
Hellblade.
Don't know much about it other than Ninja Theory are doing
Yeah,
it.
no gameplay, nothing. It's called Vikingy Girl, isn't it?
Mm.
What's her name?
I don't
I
know.
can't remember.
Viking Girl.
Viking Girl, but she looks cool.
I like Ninja Theory.
Yeah, me too. I've
So,
got a lot of time for that.
Why not?
No Man's Sky.
We've talked about that. It's going to be great. Probably, maybe.
Bloodborne.
If you love
I'm up for this.
them Souls
I've
games.
seen that and it looks pretty mental.
I quite like the fact that all of the Souls games and what's that one that I reviewed, Lords of the Fallen?
Yeah.
They're all quite slow, block, parry, dive out of the way, hit, and it's all like everything charges up. There's lots of animation. Bloodborne's a lot nippier, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot faster, and so that would be interesting to
That
see
could be
what they can do with that.
Yeah, I saw it at E3 this year. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year.
You liked it, yeah?
Last year, yeah, it looked good. Look, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like the kind of whatever mythology they're using, the kind of the beasts.
They got some cool looking.
That's the great
right?
thing. That's such a strong point that From Software always do. Their monsters are always really imaginative, really, really awesome. So yeah,
Like,
if nothing else, I'll like it for that.
Like a penis with a butt.
Well, exactly.
A dick
No, that's
monster.
Persona, isn't it?
Dick butt.
The penis monster.
Penis monster.
Persona.
Oh yeah, did you see that? I put a tweet out.
No.
And one of the, because I went for all the trophies and stuff, obviously, and I was unlocking every single persona, and one of them looks like a dick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a phallic object.
Not even in a subtle way.
No,
it's
like
looks
massive
like one.
penis.
With a little mouth.
No. With a little mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you just discuss Uncharted 4, I'll see if I can find it.
Well, they released gameplay for that, didn't they? It looked well sexy.
Oh my
Amazing,
god.
right?
Drake looks cool. They've really fleshed out his character model. And he's got a brother now, voiced by Troy Baker.
Yeah.
So Nolan North and Troy Baker together.
I thought that was the kind of the end of the universe sign, right?
Yeah.
One of the
with
signs of
Troy
the
and Nolan,
apocalypse.
What? With those two voice actors being in the same game.
They're in Shadow of Mordor together.
They're probably in other things.
Yeah,
too.
but they weren't. That wasn't the kind of.
No, they weren't like sharing a long amount of screen time.
I may have said this on a previous podcast or stream, I don't know, but there was a bit in the gameplay vid where he like runs and jumps off a cliff and fires like a grappling hook onto the side and swings around and knocks the dude out, and his gun goes spinning in the air and he catches the gun and then shoots the other fellow on a cliff.
Right.
It looked brilliant. If they can actually make it so that shit's easy to pull off, that I can't imagine having much more fun than that.
So that you're actually controlling it. It's not a QTE. It's a quick time event.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah.
Lucy tweeted that, didn't she?
I tweeted
Dan
it.
tweeted it first. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
retweet Lucy? Is
She
that
showed
what you did?
No.
Show it to the camera.
No, I'm going to show it to the camera as well, so if you're watching on the podcast, I apologise.
It's a big blue veiny cock
Let's
Yeah.
focus.
in a wheelchair or a chariot.
It's
Focus.
a little chariot thing. So yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, Uncharted 4 is looking great. It's looking great.
Uncharted 2 is one of my favourite games ever.
I need to play 2
I
and 3.
preferred 3.
Yeah, you did. Let's not get into that again.
I need to play 2 and 3. I've got oh man, my pile of shame is ludicrous.
But I think Uncharted 4 has the potential to be the first next-gen WoW game.
You reckon?
We say that a lot, don't we?
Well,
I
we
don't
need
agree.
it. We need it.
I don't agree.
You don't
What
agree?
do you think, Wilbur?
I think next gen is more than just graphics.
No, but this is it. Animations and just immersion.
I think it's going to look freaking amazing.
But I'm not even bothered about how it looks visually. I'm talking about just the fluency of how he moves and how he just nothing kind of looks scripted. Like every movement and like, even when he's looking around the environment, you got the contextual kind of things that he
They need
says.
to rein in the quick time events, right? Because weren't they quite prevalent in 3?
There was quite a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never played all of 3, but the bar fight at the start's got loads of it.
You can't
Really?
fucking say that 2's better than 3 without playing it all.
I said it's my favourite.
There we go. He's done you. He's done you, mate.
And we'll leave on a game that might never come. The Last Guardian.
Yeah.
What is this on here?
I love Eco and I love Shadow of the Colossus and I want The Last Guardian right now. I knew about that game before it was announced.
Well, Rich,
I
funny
did.
you say that. It's your birthday this year, right?
Yeah. Well, this year, as opposed to the other years, it's not.
Well, but I couldn't say tomorrow because I know it's in August.
Yeah.
But we've got a little surprise for you.
Last Guardian.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
It's the only copy in the world.
Yeah. It was announced in like 2009 or something.
It's never going to come out, is it?
I don't know.
6 years. 6 years.
And I bet you when it comes out, it's going to be a turd.
It's one of those
No,
things that
it
can't
can't
possibly
be.
live up to
Exactly,
the expectation.
Same with Half-Life 3. Same with...
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Half-Life 3's the one. The
So-
ultimate example.
Well,
Same
Valve
with-
have never made a 3, have they?
Fallout 4. Now, there's a game we mentioned earlier on that I can't remember.
Whatever happened to Prey 2? Is that still a thing?
No, it got canned, didn't it, officially?
Yes.
Completely deaded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But they said it might come back at some point, but at this present moment in time.
It's a funny old business, isn't it, game development?
It's a funny old business.
Crazy. Dishonored 2?
It's crazy.
Could we have Dishonored 2?
Dishonored 2!
Could have Dishonored 2, couldn't we?
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's got to happen. I want that.
It'd be nice if they announced it.
I want that. I want that. I'll have that. I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that. Actually. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that. I want Resident Evil 2 HD as well.
Yeah,
I
that'd
want
be
to
good.
remake that.
And
Please,
Resident
Capcom.
Evil 3.
Resident Evil 2 is my favourite. Maybe after 4. I don't know, it's between 2 and 4.
Well,
Leave it with me. Leave it with me. Three's good. It's not as good as those.
Right,
two.
you carry on.
Yeah.
We're over the hour now.
Well, 2 are like, because I had the A and B scenarios, which were awesome, so you could replay the game in a totally different way. First
Two's the one I played
first
the most.
game where I remember ever doing that. And it had the most powerful Magnum in it. You could get a Magnum and you could attach a long barrel to it and extra parts. You could line it like 4 zombie heads and they'd go like... Brilliant. That's what I want. Give me that.
And on that note, thanks for joining us for episode 25, 4.
Everyone's agreeing with
15,
me.
16.
And can you make a Streets of Rage game as well for me, please, Sega? Please.
There was a fan
we
made
did
one,
have
wasn't
Sega
there?
Yeah,
on
I
that,
played
didn't we?
it. I played the fan-made
Sega don't
Streets of Rage
count.
game.
We
It was
did
a
that.
Spanish fans made it. They called it Streets of Rage Remake.
There you go.
And it's like a mashup of all the old games with some new bits.
Right.
But it got removed and banned. I played it though.
You know what is
I love
coming this
Streets
year,
of
though?
What?
The Yakuza game to the west, isn't it?
Who gives a shit?
Rage. Yakuza 0.
It's 0, isn't it? Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I know those games got a lot of fans, but they don't move me.
I played a demo of, I think it was 3 or 4, and I was like, I don't get why these are popular.
I think it's just because you can do everything.
Yeah, I got into like a bar fight and it took like 5 minutes to beat up one guy, and I'm like, this isn't realistic, it's stupid.
It takes longer than 5 minutes to beat up a guy. You're actually beating up a guy, Rich.
No, I mean in Yakuza, with like a bar stool, like smacking his head in and he's getting up constantly, it's like, just fucking stay down! It's, yeah, so not for me.
Alright, brilliant. And on that note, yeah, we better go now, because we've got to get ready to stream.
Maybe we
And-
should stream a Yakuza game.
Yeah.
Be
Alright,
interesting.
let's do it now. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, so I think 2015 is going to be a good year, right?
I mean, if this podcast hasn't given you the impression of what a great year 2015 will be, you're dead inside.
Yeah.
You know, this is it.
Yeah, alright. Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Webb, for having me.
Mr. Bradley.
Bye.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Hopefully.
Oh, hopefully, yeah, maybe not, or maybe the week after. We'll see.
Yeah.
Busy week next week.
Yeah.
Lots of people away.
Thanks for joining us.
And we'll see you soon.
See ya. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.